to jump on my weekly webinar, and before I did that, there's a bit of time right now, it's about 7:10 p.m. And I thought it'd be cool if I could do a very quick live video that's going to teach you on how to build a business. And one of the questions that I get all the time is, Imran, should I try to build a team from the get-go, or should I try to go solo when it comes to creating a business? And I've got a few, what would I say, there's a few viewpoints about that. And the thing that I want to say is this: you must be aware of what your business is about, and then you must be aware of your own function, your own role in your business. And then if you want to build a team, you then have to think about what are going to be the roles and functions of all the other people on your team. I'm going to give you some examples, right? I used to think that doing it alone is great because you keep most of the profits. You don't have to pay a salary, you don't have to pay a commission, you keep whatever comes in, right? You eat what you catch, right? And that's a good thing, except there really comes a point in time where you kept your ability to grow, you kept your ability to scale, because it's just you and you. You're doing the design, you're doing the marketing, you're doing the closing, you're doing the website, you're doing the inquiries, you're doing everything on your own. But here's what I'm going to say, right? And take a piece of paper and pen and write this down. When you're beginning, you want to make sure that you do it on your own first. Because if you don't do it on your own, number one, you're going to be under tremendous financial pressure to pay people to do it for you. And guess what? Not everyone has the best interests at heart. If they don't have your best interests at heart, everyone's taking care of their family first, that they won't work their asses off for you. So an example I'll tell you is this: before you can even open a restaurant, what you got to do is that you got to work in the kitchen of another person's restaurant. You got to work as a waiter in another person's restaurant. Why? Because you need to know the processes that are involved in running a day-to-day restaurant operation. If you don't do that and you try to delegate that from the get-go, now your employees can go in circles around you. Oh, sorry, boss, we can't do that because the stove won't work. Oh, sorry, boss, we can't do that because the cook's really slow. And you have no clue on earth, no freaking clue whatsoever, whether whatever they're saying is true or not. So again, you need to involve yourself in the processes before you can delegate this out to other people. So you go solo first. That's number one. No tremendous financial pressure. Number two, you need to understand the frameworks, you need to understand the systems before you can delegate this to other people as well. Right? Now, at which stage should you then delegate to other people? Number one, when you have systematized the entire processes, when you have a piece of paper and pen and you have written down the roles, the functions, and the processes within your business, then you can start looking for your first employee, your first intern. I recommend that your first ever employee be someone that's incentivized to succeed. So don't look for someone and pay them 3K, 4K, or 5K to become your employee. Right? Because employees with employee mindsets means that they just want to turn up, collect their salary, and go home every single month, right? What you want to do is that you want to give someone a stipend, right? An intern, maybe you give them $800 as internship. Usually I find that the young guys are really hungry. They want to come in, they want to prove people wrong, they want to prove their parents wrong, they need a little bit of money, they don't have families to take care. So what you want to do is that you want to take on these hungry people and you pay them $700, $800, even $1,000 a month as an internship, but then you put them on sales commission. So not only do they do the day-to-day operations for you, but you also pay them a commission, so that it's a win-win situation. The more they close, the more they make, the more you make, everyone else ends up happy. But $1,000 internship pay acts as a buffer for them as safety. They need to eat for that month. Does that make sense? All right. So once you've done that, then you can go ahead and build your second team member, third team member, fourth team member. Always, in my humble opinion, always look for people who are incentivized to do well for your company. Right? Obviously, if you're looking for admin staff or clerks or whatever, then you don't actually have a way to incentivize them financially because they're not involved in the sales and operations. But in most cases where you can, try to give them some incentives to want to work hard for you. Okay? So that's my idea about whether you should go alone or you should build a team. Just to summarize, guys, I think you should go alone first in the beginning, so there's no financial pressure on you. You need to understand about the systems and processes. You need to map out all of the systems and processes before you even delegate to other people. Now, once you've known your systems and processes, you've grown to above 10K, 20K a month, then you can start delegating this to people. And once again, when you look for people, find someone who's hungry, driven, and has your best interest at heart in the sense of financially. You've got to be able to put them on a part stipend, part salary, part commission. So they're going to work for you, right? And you're going to work with you to make great things happen as well. I've done this, and I've got a couple of people coming in and coming out. They come to my company. The turnover is quite rapid. Every 2 or 3 years, a new person comes in, they leave the company, and they go on, right? I look at it as the mentorship process. People come in, they learn how to fly. Once they're able to learn how to fly, they leave the nest like a bird leaves the nest, and that's fine. We say bye-bye, and we always stay as friends. They make more money, I make more money, everyone ends up happy, right? It's really a win-win situation. My biggest myth that I had when I was younger was that you needed to do everything on your own. And it was only when I stumbled upon a couple of my friends who actually had offices, and it's not the offices that is actually impressing me. I'm not impressed by offices, right? I like to work from home. In fact, where we are right now, I'm working from home, from my dining table right now. What impressed me was the systems that he had in place, right? Henry Ford had a system where he could create really competent, really value for money cars that worked great, that looked great, even though they were black, right? And did it in what we call a cyclical manner, right? When I went to China, you would see artists. Someone would be painting this part of the painting, then they pass it on to the next person who will be painting another part of the painting, and they pass it on to the next person who will be painting another part of the painting. And so it goes, right? It's what we call the assembly line. And then when you look at McDonald's, someone just does the burgers, someone just does the cashiering, someone just does the fries, someone just does the frying. So it's a great system that these people have. Now remember this, systems work, humans fail. Write this down. Systems work, humans fail. Like you and me, we are humans, right? If we leave everything to chance, we leave everything to luck, we leave everything to day-to-day operations, we're going to fail. But when you have a proven system, you stick to the system and you just continue doing that thing over and over again, and you train your team to do that thing over and over again, what's going to happen long-term is that you begin to build a proven system process that will then allow you to extract yourself out of the business. So instead of working in the business, now you're working on the business, right? So regard this like a game of chess. And in business, in life, it's like a game of chess. It's about strategy, tactics, working with people, working against people, competitors, and so on. So what you got to do is you cannot become a pawn, or you cannot even become a rook. You cannot become a whatever you call it, right? A queen or a king on the chessboard. Avoid becoming a king or queen on the battlefield itself. You've got to extract yourself, and instead, you've got to be a player. You've got to be a player of the chess game, and now you make use of those resources and assets that you have built over time, and then you wage your battles, you wage your business wars and so on. So I hope this kind of opens up your mind to the stages at which you should aspire to be. Number one, try to do it on your own first, and then get your first guy, second guy, third guy, build a system, systematize the whole damn thing, processes, and then you will see that you'll truly be able to live a life where you don't have to depend on people, because you've created and you have manufactured the own life that you've always wanted. I hope that this has come in handy. I hope that this has come in useful. If it is, just send me a PM. Let me know what you guys think.